everyone wants to prove themselves to each other when if you focus on proving yourself to yourself, like life will be so much better for everybody.
Peace. I'm Yolanda Marie, or Yani for short, for House of Fluid Reflections, back with you for another episode of Artist Touch Talks. And this week, I am so excited. I am so honored to sit down and talk with this amazing human being and to share her with you all, with the family. Today, I have the honor of talking to Kitty. Kitty, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm known as Space Kitty, Kitty for short.
Beautiful. So Kitty, who are you?
As a whole, I'm a creative. That's all I really can say. I'm just a creative. Yeah.
Get used to it.
Yeah, basically.
Creative. Creative. Beautiful. So, as a creative, let's take that a step further, kind of go a little bit deeper. Who is Kitty? Who are you the being outside of the all that you do and the creation that you do?
I'm just a woman, really. If you take away the creativity and everything that I do, I feel like that's just a large part of me. Like every type of creative thing that I do is a part of me. So to strip all that away, I'll just say I'm just a woman, really.
I feel that. So the reason why we pose that question is because so often in today's society, so many of us creatives, we've become, and even those who aren't, have become so accustomed to, we address ourselves and we acknowledge ourselves and announce ourselves as who we are in our work. Right. So it's like, well, what's your name? Oh, I'm so-and-so, and I'm an architect, I do da-da-da, instead of, oh, I'm so-and-so, and who are you, the person, the personality, the feelings, like, I'm Yani, I'm empathetic, I'm a free spirit, like, you know, who are we, the being, because we are who we are, that's how we're able to be creators and express the way we express because of what resides in our being. So, Kitty.
I'm an extrovert. Take all that away, I'm shy. I can be very shy. A lot of people don't expect that from me. Yeah, extrovert. A shy extrovert.
A shy extrovert.
Yeah. Definitely a free spirit. We were talking about that earlier. I'm just free. Like, I'm one of those people that don't like to be boxed in.
Absolutely. And we love that. That's what we do here. It may be a house, but we outside.
Right.
We do it. we love it. So I love that. A free spirit and a shy extrovert. Like, that's chef's kiss. Like, what? So, being those things, is that something you've always been, or is that somewhere you've arrived to, being this shy extrovert and free spirit?
I've always been a free spirit. Like, even at a young age, one of the things my family called me was a social butterfly. I was always an extrovert. I remember that clearly. I was a bit shy, but I thought maybe it'll go away. No, it ain't go nowhere. It's still there.
Yeah.
But I just learned to work with it at the end of the day. But I would say I always had the same qualities, but just as I get older, they get better. They get, the ones that shouldn't be there, they start to vanish. I gotta grow. So I just want to say probably forever. Like, I was always like that. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love that. Yeah. So, since this is Artist Touch, and we are going to do the heart to heart and really touch down, but would you like to share what your crafts are, what your expressions are in this present time?
Yeah. So, I model. I've been modeling for I touched on 4 years now. Yeah. Art, I've been drawing forever, but I created my business, Space Kitty Arts. I would say I got really serious with it about a year or two ago. Space Kitty Arts, I basically take my art and I tie it into the fashion world. I make merchandise with my art and stuff like that. And I'm also getting into tattooing. So that's like one of my next things to get into. It's going to be Space Kitty Ink.
I love that. I love that. I to the Instagram for that. I'd be creeping. But yes, no, I love that. So modeling, huge congratulations, hitting 4 years. That is beautiful, and I'm so happy for you and your art. I completely love it, especially like your bag. I love how you translate your digital art to these merchandise items. It's so beautiful, and I know we touched on earlier about trying to be more conscious and kind to the environment in terms of the fashion industry and clothing and things of that nature in the environment. Can you touch on some of that and how that ties into you being in the fashion industry?
Definitely. So I went to college for visual merchandising, which ties to fashion, and we had to watch this video where, you know, you saw how the living arrangements and the work environment was for people in other countries that created these luxurious items that we like so much here, and it kind of was like, damn, we got it good compared to them. So when I looked up things for my merchandise, I wanted to tie that into how I feel. So I made sure everything was made here eco-friendly, good for the environment. You know, no one was harmed or had to do any, you know, be in any harmful environments for the things that helped me bring my vision to life. So I kind of wanted to tie that in there, keep my values there. Yeah, no matter where I'm going with my art.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. So taking it maybe to childhood, or where did this love for fashion and tying fashion in your arts come to you?
Fashion was actually not forever. So funny story, like when I was younger, I was a tomboy. So I was the cargo wearing graphic t-shirt, like with a skateboard, big afro, like that was me.
And the sneakers.
Always Converse. And I feel like the art of everything kind of trickled into fashion. Like, okay, you put these two colors together. Like, oh, I made that drawing. Those two colors look good. What if I wore those two colors together? And then it started going from there, and it just picked up. Never really stopped after that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. So were there any moments or spaces of art that kind of inspired you in your childhood? Like, do you have a moment where you remember art becoming everything for you?
So one thing that I remember vividly, I remember like I was in the living room. I was probably like 7, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna draw my baby picture." And you know, just me being young, I drew it or whatever. It took me about like 3-4 days, and I showed my mom, and she was just like, "Oh my gosh, what the hell?" And she was happy, and I was like, "What I do?" And to me, I'm like confused, like what I do. And she was like, "This is beautiful." And she made copies and handed it out at the barbecue. And it was so cute. It was very cute. It made me be like, oh, okay, like I can do this. And, you know, they enjoy it. So it's like, yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. So your mom kind of helped foster your art environment, encourage that ember to grow into a flame.
Yeah, my mom's a creative also. Like, if you come into the house, she painted the walls, you know, she refurnished the furniture, like I get it from her. So she always was like, keep going, you can do it, you can do it. It was never like a time where I felt defeated and I knew she wasn't gonna, you know, give me that talk that was needed type of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so happy for you. Like, that's a childhood I wish so many of us got to experience, because I had the luxury of experiencing that as well with both of my parents. And so I love hearing when someone else had that experience, because I've come into so many who were just like, no, I didn't have parents that supported me. So I'm so happy, and that's so inspiring that your mom really was part of that collective push to, you know, help Kitty be and become and evolve to all these phenomenal things that you are. So as the shy extrovert, tell me a little bit about your childhood. Like, what else was going on in that 7-year-old's life at the time?
Honestly, not a lot. Like, as a kid, I just know that I was creative. I knew I was different. Everybody wanted to go to recess, and I would literally just, can I stay in here and draw? Like, I didn't care. And I don't know, it never faded away. You know how some people draw and then it fades. I would say maybe in high school, I wasn't drawing as much, but as a creative, no matter if you leave, you always come back. Absolutely. Yeah. I just remember playground art, friends. You know what I mean? Like, I had an actual childhood. It wasn't nothing too deep that should have been in my head. Like, it was just light thoughts and playgrounds.
We love it.
Yeah.
We love it. Oh, that's so beautiful. And it literally makes me smile. Yeah. That's so precious. So, your looking at you, you just speak boldness and confidence embodied. Has that always been, or has that been a journey? What explain, bring us into?
I feel like it's always a journey. Like, even where I am now in my confidence, I still feel like it's still a journey. It's always a door to knock down. I've always been confident. Like, it was never a time where, not to sound, it was never a time where I thought like my confidence was low, or I thought low of myself. So, like, I feel like as the doors got knocked down, the greater that became. And damn, where I am.
And that's that.
Yeah.
We love it. Sometimes there really isn't any more to it.
Yeah.
Than that. And that's beautiful. I'm so happy that that's been your experience. So I want to touch on something we talked about earlier. We talked about the link between art and depression, or artists and depression.
Yeah.
Please share some of your thoughts about that concept.
Yeah. I definitely feel like during this time, a lot of artists tie depression into their art to make it seem cool, or to make you think that's a reasoning for the good art. And I feel like that ties to a lot of the greats, having committed suicide, or being suicidal and creating fantastic artwork during those struggling times. A lot of people kind of tie that together, like, I'm great because of this. And I just don't think that's the move. I don't think nobody should be doing that, personally. And you can be happy and create the greatest piece that you can live off. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to tie to oh, I created this when I was depressed. That doesn't give it the edge you think it gives. And I feel like that's just very touchy, so you shouldn't even. I feel like that's just how the world works. A lot of touchy topics they use for, what is it? I don't want to say publicity, but to, like, capture their audience or whatever. Yeah, stop.
Yeah, and I enjoyed how we got to talk about that earlier, because yes, stop it, but also unpacking that the association is unhealthy and depression is a mental health thing, and so we shouldn't be encouraging or throwing on a pedestal that these experiences, or confining ourselves to the box of these experiences, and feeling like if the art didn't come out of some sort of pain or rage or agony, that there isn't any emotion in it, that there isn't any soul into it, and kind of switching the paradigm to a more balanced place of, like, yes, some great art can come out of this depression, but it didn't come because I was depressed and that's it. It came because this was my lifeline. This was how I was able to survive this experience. Like, this art transmuted that for me. And so now I get to show up and be present in this moment and alive because of it. And so I don't want it paraded around somewhere for $1 million. You know, it's literally like, this is what saved me. And so if you appreciate it as well, like, that's beautiful. But really, this was about my soul before anything else. And so I love that you were sharing those same sentiments about just, can we also create a space of, you can create the most mind-blowing, phenomenal, amazing thing in your greatest energy and you're feeling your greatest self.
Right. Definitely stay true to yourself and just keep creating. Just create for yourself. It's like unpacking. It's kind of like a therapist in a way. You know, you get to get everything off your chest without having to speak on it, type of thing. It's beautiful. It's different for everyone. Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing. It's
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. So, is there ways outside of your art that you find yourself creating self-care or mental health or life practices that have helped you through depressions or through rough times, things of that nature?
Yoga in mornings. You know, eat light. You know, snack a little bit, lunch. Make sure, you know, I keep a nice diet. Truth. This is on camera. This is the truth. I was vegan for 5 years. I ate some chicken. I did. And I don't feel bad. But I'm going to slow down and I'm going to get back to, you know, what I was doing, because I wasn't there based off, you know, someone making me be vegan. It's just genuinely how I feel. But in that moment, I wanted some chicken. So that's what happened.
And that's respect.
Yeah.
That's respect. And that's the beautiful part about it. Like, you know what your heart and your core says and what the intention is, and you made a conscious decision. And I think that's this space we should all try to, you know, resonate in is, you know, why are we making these choices and what are we doing?
Yeah.
And are we being aware of what they do and what they do to the environment, what they do to us, you know? And I think that makes the difference is if we're already making ourselves aware of things.
Definitely. Do what's good for you. Like yoga helps me. Not only is it good for your body, you know, it's good for the soul. I feel like for me personally, eating good, everything contributes to your body. So if you want to look nice and for yourself, then
follow accordingly. That's beautiful. So how long has yoga been in your life? Like, is that a lifelong practice? Is that something that's just you, family?
So it's just me. I was looking it up because I love different ways of expression. It started with meditation, and I really liked meditating. So I was like, it seems like, you know, ties together. So I started getting into yoga, and then I was like, okay, you know, I wake up, my back not hurting. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna get into this, and I just haven't really stopped. Yeah, even if it's a quick yoga, it's yoga. You know what I mean? A quick 10-minute yoga is still yoga.
Yeah, absolutely. And meditation, yoga as well. Like, there's so many limbs that, you know, asana is one, meditation, like, so I love that. So you said it's just you. So familial wise, how was growing up for you in that respect? Spiritually, how were you taken care of or being taken care of as during your come up?
I would always say I grew up Christian. Like, I went to a Catholic school from like pre-K to 5th grade.
Okay, well.
Yeah. My family went to church heavy. Like, if you went to church, you see your cousins, your uncles. Like, that's how I grew up. I would say after a while, I just remember it not being present anymore, like going to church. Of course, you know, we still talk about God and stuff like that. But I definitely feel like everybody's different, and I definitely feel like it's a journey for me. I know where I am spiritually and who I am, but I don't know how to put it into words, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
Like, I was raised that way. I do believe in God, but I also believe, like, the Bible and everything like that, it's been in many men's hands.
Yeah.
So man loves to add their 2 cents. So for me personally, I feel like yes, there's some truth in there, but I also feel like there's some
other
human touch in there. And I respect everybody's religion. I respect how everybody feels. You know what I mean? I respect what everybody believes. But for me, I'm not sure if that makes any sense.
No, that definitely does.
Yeah, I feel it. I know it. But to vocalize it, I'm not sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's perfectly okay. You know, we have kind of created all of these kind of identifications, you know, but I think that really is the most important thing, is that resonance. And like you said, you know how you feel and you know what that is internally. And just because it cannot yet be articulated and brought to the external, I believe that's fine, because so much we've made so much our business that's not our business. Like, what resonates with me and what my thoughts, beliefs, religion, or spirituality is, that has to do with me and whether or not it's making me a better person. And so I love what you said, like there's different things for different people and you respect all those things. I completely agree. Like, is it making you a better person? Do you feel better? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you loving yourself and others? If so, beautiful. And shall we proceed? Because the world is vast, the universe is vaster, and so there could be many possibilities, many truths, many lies, all of it. And so at the end of the day, it's choice. And that's an idea we've been playing with, is it's choice. So I love that you're choosing to be curious and to discover, and also to not feel like you have to gravitate towards or claim a title as you choose. And I think that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. That's something that I definitely try to do with myself and with others. You know what I mean? I try to be gentle with my words. Because honestly, you never know what someone's personally going through. So I try to, be respectful type thing.
Yeah, and that's really important. And I think that's what's lacking so much these days, is just that simple line of respect for others.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's really it. That's the only thing. Everyone wants to prove themselves to each other, when if you focus on proving yourself to yourself, like, life will be so much better for everybody.
Yes, she said, if you just work on proving yourself to yourself, everything will be better. And I love that the quote, pretty literally. Because so much of us is not focused on, self. And that's where the beginning and all of it is. Right here, right there. Period. That's it. I love that. So, speaking back into the cross-sect of your art and who you are, and what resonates with you, what have you been pouring out through your expressions recently?
Recently, I feel like it's mixed emotions, and it's to the point where it's nothing, if that makes any sense. There's a very shallow point in my art that I've noticed myself, but I'm not quite sure what that emotion is there. But I'm going to keep running with it because, I'm curious. I guess it's an unmasking. So that's to be continued answer.
Okay, I love that. So, as we put a pin in that, you mentioned having gone to school and studying visual merchandising and being interested in fashion. What made you in your decision for schooling to go that route?
Before I went to college for visual merchandising, I was already into fashion. So when I found the courses that I exactly wanted and surrounded by creatives, I was like, sold. I'm sold. Let's do it. To this day, I still hang with a lot of people that I met there. Most people that I met there was really cool, really nice.
That's beautiful.
Creative people, and I'm rooting for them, of course. Yeah. It was a good choice.
Mm. So we've talked about the kind of art and where it started from for you. What does art mean to you?
Art means so many different things to me. I feel like art is a savior, for one. To be able to express yourself creatively and take a vision you see in your head and bring it to life is like a blessing, because not everyone can do that. I'm definitely grateful for it. So I would say one thing it means to me is to save, to be a savior.
That's yeah.
Another thing art is to me is like a blessing. Like, I really love art, like, to the core. I can stand and stare at a painting for hours. Same painting, just stare at it. Every line, detail, it captures me. It brings me in for more. So yeah, guess just the savior and a blessing.
I love that, the savior and a blessing.
Yeah.
That just, I think I have goosebumps. Like, that just literally, it just resonates. It just feels so good because it truly is. And I feel like that harkens back to that expression through mental health and creating wellness through art. Like, it really does. Art does save.
Yeah.
It is a savior. So I definitely resonate with that. So, in your space, and I know you put a pin in the other question to be continued about what you're expressing through your art right now. But what kind of arts have you been participating in recently? Is there anything new?
Okay, before I answer that, to piggyback on what was the question you said before that I said to be continued to?
Oh, what have you been expressing through your art?
Okay.
What have you been saying?
So, like, through my art, yes, it's to be continued. However, I feel like majority of my stuff just been skulls lately. I can't tell you what it means, but it's just been skulls a lot. A lot of vibrant colors, oranges and yellows, things like that. So I'm just flowing with it. I'm not really
interesting
sure.
Contrast, skulls and bright color. I love that.
Yeah. Of course, I tie a little abstract into there because that's home.
Yeah. The skull on that is fire.
Yeah.
Talking about that.
So there's one of the skulls.
Yeah, this is one of my abstract pieces. A skull that's also tagged on my leg. You guys can look at it at my Instagram, Space Kitty with 3 zeros.
She was like, head of the game. Period. Plug.
And yeah, I don't know. I've just been on a butterfly kick lately, but the thing is, I'm usually not into butterflies. So, like, finding this necklace, I felt like it was for me. It's a butterfly. I'm like, what's going on? But this is also a shirt that I created. You can find it on Space Kitty Arts. Again, butterflies. I love vibrant colors. I feel like this blue looks very nice on Black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It contrasts very nice. I did that on purpose. Yeah. But yeah, definitely check out some of my stuff. Check out some of my art.
Chiming in back on a personal note, how has the past year been for you? We've been through a whirlwind of change. Our entire world and environment has changed physically and I think emotionally, mentally as well. Like, how has this past year been for you?
This past year has been difficult, stressful, tiresome, but awakening at the same time. Like, with all that came strength. I know that was a little neck-assy, like, to me to say, but throughout all that, pretty much that's what came. It was very pandemic, you know what I mean? Then you have to worry about people getting sick in your personal circle, in your family. Then you gotta go through your personals. Like, it's just so much going on. And it's like, wow. I feel like I was, for a second, I got overwhelmed with everything. And I was kind of just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to do it no more. Like, I'm not going to do no modeling. I'm not doing nothing. Like, I just didn't want to. And I was like, here I am letting stuff that will easily fade. And maybe in the next 3 years, I won't even remember what that was. And I'm going to let that defeat me. And I'm just not going to do it no more. I was like, nah. So, here I am.
Beautiful. And what was that process like? Like, how did you arrive at pulling yourself out from that space? Because I know that's a terrifying space.
Yeah. It came with a lot of self-talk. Like, you really want to, pros and cons. Like, you've been building this and you're really going to throw this away simply of how you feel in this moment right now. A lot of debating, and I was just kind of like, I can't see myself doing that, because I feel like no matter where I go, even if I get a job, I know I'm going to want a fashion job that's going to tie into my arts. It's going to pour out some way. Yeah. So, why not just keep going? You're almost there. Just keep going. Yeah.
And that's beautiful. That self-talk is something I'm so excited to hear you speak on, because it's something I'm really just now learning to truly tap into, to self-push and to talk through things with yourself, and not to be ashamed to as well, because it's just like, why consult anyone else outside of you when you know you? Like, yeah, I know me, so yeah, I should be the first person that I'm consulting and, you know, picking myself up from these things. So it's beautiful, and I love that that's what you're doing, and that's what helped you process through this time.
Yeah.
So that's in terms of art. In terms of personal space, like, were there any experiences of growth? Like, did you shift as a person during this time period?
I definitely feel like I did shift as a person. I feel like throughout layers, like how earlier I said there's doors to knock down. Yeah. After every door, you don't come out the same person. You come out stronger. You come out better. You come out what is it? That hunger is stronger. Like, you keep going. The motivation, all of it really. So I definitely feel like, even if it feels like triumph, that came to you for a reason, and that's to make you a better you. So I definitely feel like throughout all of it, I'm just coming out better. And that's every time. That's just what's gonna happen. I'm gonna come out better.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's all we can hope for, like that bettering and that bloom, that blossom, that finer and sweeter with time.
Yes.
We're here for it. Wine glass with water in it. We're here for it. We're here for it. So I heard you mention, like, you foreseeing hopefully in the next 3 to 4 years this will be done. So where do you see yourself in 3 to 4 years, or whatever post P-word life is gonna be like?
I see myself in lights. I see my art in museums. I see me blossoming into this multi-talented entrepreneur. I feel like I'm like almost there, but I got training wheels on. Yeah.
And we love them. We get along with our training wheels, okay? Okay. Like, this was training wheels. This is season 1, like, figuring everything out on the fly. So I love that. Your training wheels balling. Your training wheels is like spinning, and we love to see it, because all the things that you're doing and the ways that you're building yourself up. Yeah, 3, 4 years, definitely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Like, and I can't wait to see that for you. So, tapping personal again. Given that you've come to these spaces of being able to self-talk and bring yourself out of these spaces, do you have anything that you would offer to anyone else who maybe just now navigating that space or doesn't even know what that space is like yet?
Advice. I'm a writer. I would say a journal. Like, write all the positive feelings you have toward yourself. When you feel that love in your heart, write down how you feel in that moment. So whenever you feel defeated or you feel like that's not there anymore, you read how you feel about yourself. It helps.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful. I've definitely tried that myself because I do journal, but never like that.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a method I would love to try. You mentioned in school how being in that art space came with a collective of people, and some of them you're still in contact with now. Now that you're not in school, how has that creative community been for you? Like, have you found more? Has it grown? Are you still in the same contact with the same people? Like, what has your experience been as you've now stepped out into these creative spaces?
I definitely feel like it's growing over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everywhere you go, you're gonna meet a creative somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the goal, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I love to meet creatives so we can have that in common talk. After leaving school, I kind of connect through like social gatherings for like photography, models. I use social gatherings like that to kind of like connect with my peers, with other photography people, and it's brilliant. It's a great way to connect with other people. It's a great way to get more fans even. But the family aspect, like, you know how you go to a family, it's the Italian family, but you get the meatballs and everybody sit down at the table and they're close, they're tight, no matter how many of them. That's the type of community feel that I want. I haven't genuinely found that yet. But when it happens, it'll happen.
Yeah, I feel that. And same, that was where House of Fluid Reflections was birthed from, was having gone to all these functions and meetups and feeling the lack of what you just mentioned, that communal, that family aspect of, this is us around the dinner table and we can tap in with whenever, and we're building here, and this is authentic, and this isn't just about the bag or about the extra support or you know, the distant experience, but no, the communal, like, yes, be a supporter, but be in this family pocket, be in this caring about who am I behind my art. And that's where HFR was born for me. And then Artist Touch, so that I could, you know, attempt to touch base with others like yourself and create spaces of love and creativity and commonality and family. So that's cool. It inspires me to hear that someone else is also, you know, seeking and desiring those same things.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, yay! Me too. So I have to ask, you killed it during our photo shoot session, like no other. And I know you mentioned this is going on 4 years modeling. Where did that begin, and how did this powerhouse you've become in showing up and presenting yourself on camera and in your walk, where was she born?
She was born in my teenage years. When I started talking about how I wanted to become a model and things like that, my grandmother was like, "Oh, well, we're going to put these books on your head." And I was like, okay. And honestly, it didn't last very long because I was a very stubborn kid. But once I started growing, I understood. I was like, okay, I see what she's trying to do. So I started posing in the mirrors. If there was a mirror, I was posing in it. I wanted to learn my angles. I wanted to learn what light hit what to make what look what. Like, I wanted to know everything about it. Behind the cameras, how I pose like this, what angle, everything. So I've just always studied it, and that comes with studying yourself, your body. You know, what shape are you? What looks right on your body? Everything like that. So that's what really tied into it. And as I grew as a person, my love for it is just, I kept eating. Like I said, the hunger, I just kept eating until now I'm comfortable where I'm just walking in front of the camera and I'm like, okay, what do you want?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I just do that. Yeah.
I love that. And I love that confidence that comes with that. And I love how when you walk onto the backdrop or out into nature, just when you walk in front of the camera, period, you literally come to life and you translates through the lens, and it's so refreshing and just inspirational. So you have done your studying and it shows. So touching into that passion that shows and translates through, what's your why?
Say that again?
What's your why?
Like why I tapped in?
Why for everything, your why to art, your why to continue arting.
It's a part of me. Like in the beginning when you asked me if we stripped all that away, who would I be? And I said a woman. I genuinely, from a young age, before I even knew, okay, I'm tapping into different aspects of art, I was doing that. It was always a part of me. Like I said, my mom was a creative.
Yeah.
So, is a creative. So, anything I did, we can be like, oh, we just went on a paint date, but it's art. You know what I mean? So it's always been tied there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that shaped me into who I am as a person in a way. Because if I didn't get that aspect or quality from her, or her showing me, you know, this is this, or this is how I do this, or this is what this is for, I don't think I would have pursued it anymore. It would have just been one of those things. So, kudos to her.
Yes, Mom.
And that just made me, that's why, you know, if I had a different background, I would probably be a totally different person, but that just, yeah, it tipped the cup over. Yeah.
And we're grateful that it tipped the cup over.
Definitely.
So tying that into your why, so how does that fit?
It fits. You say why?
Yeah, like what's your why in creating, and why you continue to create? Like why do you continue to create? Why do you create now? And why will you, continue?
It's just one of those things you can't stop. Like a person that's been smoking cigarettes for years, they keep saying it. But no matter how many times they say it, they probably gonna sneak in the back and smoke a little cigarette, puff it, do something. So that's me, a nicotine person, and that is my cigarette.
Wow, art is my cigarette.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I have to ask, you already mentioned to us your butterfly on your knee, killing it.
Thank you.
Is there more body art? And can you please share with us, tell us, what are these stories?
All right. So I have 9 tattoos.
9?
Yes. So the one on the back of my neck, it's a thorned heart, thorns and barbed wire. It's a heart. I was gonna get it on my head, but I psyched out. I was like, I don't know. So I got it on my neck. I drew that. That's when the stage where I was kind of, actually it was more so recently when I was the skulls and everything like that. So I guess that's where that tied from. The flower of life, that's my first tattoo that I got. I was going through a whole spiritual phase where I was learning myself, and I was reading up on different cultures and beliefs and things like that. And I came across the flower of life, and it really helped me dive into the whole geometric scene and its beliefs and everything tied to it and behind it and everything like that. And it definitely shaped me as a person. And why not get it tattooed on me? This came from Texas. I went to Texas on my birthday. Me and my cousin got matching tattoos, except hers is an owl because, she's into owls. I'm into skulls. I have some flowers and thorns on my hip. I drew that. It was just one of those things. I thought it was really cool. I was like, I need this. The butterfly tattoo, I really like it because I feel like it's a balance. It's kind of like yin and yang. I have a tattoo I drew. It's on my stomach. It's kind of like a symbolism for Gemini in a way. You know, you have it. It's tearing, and it's like happy me, angry me. And I just tattooed Rockstar on my foot, so you guys should check out Space Kitty Inks on Instagram because I'm getting into it. Yeah, like Doja.
Get into it. Okay. So, I love the personal meanings behind all of your beautiful art on your canvas. What would you, or is there something that you would offer to others, either other creators or just people in general, to the family? Advice, thoughts, feelings?
Reach for the stars. Be who you want to be. Don't listen to people's opinions. I feel like that holds you back. Walk with confidence. Be confident. Make your money. Don't do nobody no favors and do something and think y'all cool or do something with a discount. Pay your full price, and if they your friend, they gonna fuck with your shit, then they gonna pay the full price. And if they don't, then don't fuck with them. That's my advice.
Period. With the point and the blank. Okay. It has been such a pleasure and such a joy to sit down and talk with you. Your personality, your beautiful soul has just poured out the entire time we've been creating today. It has been such a pleasure. It's been so much fun. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. Kitty, where can the family find you on socials?
I want to say first, thank you. That warmed my heart. Y'all can find me, Space Kitty 3 zeros, on any platform. And no, I'm not a rapper. Space Kitty Inks, Space Kitty Arts. You can find my art and my tattooing page, everything in my bio. So, yeah.
We love it. And just like that, thank you, family, for tuning in to another episode of Artist Touch Talks.
Oh, rock out with your cocks out.
Advice. Advice.
Yeah.
So, family, we're going to rock out and catch you in the next Artist Touch episode. This has been the amazing Space Kitty Arts. And your favorite by now, Yani. So, it has been such a good time. It has been so much fun. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. And I will catch you in the next one. We out.